Hello, my friends. If you made it to Module 1 and you didn't stop after the intro, good for you. Today, Module 1 on wholesaling survival kit. Everything you need to know A to Z to make a lot of money. Okay. Lesson 1 is, who are you targeting? You might have listened to my intro and said, well, that's not going to work because she talked about short sales. Short sales are almost completely opposite as far as who you target. But you never know in this economic landscape. You want to be able to help all people. Over the course of the last few years, my son and I actually, together with both of our skills, have identified the absolute perfect, 1000% perfect candidate for wholesaling. And that criteria is a homeowner that currently has an $80,000 or more gap between what they owe and what the current fair market value is of their home. Your goal is to find those homeowners who are also behind on their mortgage, at least 90 to 120 days or more. Send them a letter or call them or physically drop by their home. You'll get a better response. You could try all three. I've done all three. I do all three. And get them to want to work with you by giving them options more than just you're wanting to wholesale their home, so that they know that you are there to help them. So let's unpack each one of the things I just said. Who are you targeting? Homeowners. You need to be able to figure out, one, homeowners that are either on their way to be delinquent, or already seriously delinquent. And you can do that in a variety of ways. You can either go to foreclosures.com for $29 a month. You can sign up and you can just start filtering through. I'm telling you, there's a lot of data in there. Or you can ask a real estate agent to basically send you possibly a list of every homeowner in a particular county that is an absentee owner. Absentee owner is the definition of a person that owns a home that's an investment home, not their primary residence, and they don't live in it. Because if they're having trouble with renters, then they possibly might want to sell, and they might be getting behind on their mortgage. But basically, you want to find a homeowner that has the fair market value of their home versus what they owe is at least $80,000 or more. That is the absolute key to making this work. I see people, so many people in so many Facebook groups, and I look and I scroll and I look and I read. I rarely comment because I already know. That I've bought lists before of people that are 90 to 120 or more late. I've mailed them. Now in 2010 to 2012 to 14, it used to be you could mail about 500 letters and get one new listing. Now I'm talking about as a real estate agent, right? People who are delinquent on their mortgage. You can buy this from, there are websites, I'll put a couple links to, where you can actually buy data, mortgage data, that will allow you to see what they owe on their home. You have to then compare what they owe on their home to the current market value, and anyone that's like, I would say $70,000 or $80,000 gap or more is a prime candidate for wholesaling. Why? Because you can go out there and find a bunch of people in foreclosure and they have what the current market value of their home is only $20,000 more than what they actually owe. That's not going to be good. Why? Because you want to be able to say, this homeowner contacted me and they're willing to take a cash offer. And so then you write up a contract for whatever they owe on their mortgage, $80,000 less than the current market value. But you want to get $20,000 or $30,000 in wholesale money. So you need that gap there. Otherwise, if they owe $300,000 and the current market value is $330,000, what do you do with $30,000? You got to pay a realtor fee. At some point, you got to buy the home, you got to fix it, you got to sell it. There's no money to be made unless there's a large enough gap. So what we do is we basically find homeowners with an $80,000 or more gap in what they owe versus the current market value. We send them letters. You can find people who are delinquent, but if you don't know what the actual difference is between what they owe and the current market value, you're basically going to be 80% of those people are going to be like barely breaking even if you go to them and say, I've got a cash offer for you. Well, there's no money for you to tack on to then have another buyer buy from you if they owe that much. But the essence of the ideal target audience is people who live in their home or own an investment home where the current market value is at least $80,000 more than what they actually owe. So I will drop a couple links of where you can find this information out. And we have code do all the comparisons in like 10 seconds, what will literally take you thousands of hours of monitoring and scrolling through websites and digging information. So we put together this thing that basically like collates all this information, throws out the ones that are less than 80,000, and basically keeps our ideal candidates, and we send them letters, and for every 130 letters we get one call. And so that is who you are targeting. Okay, I'll see you guys in module 2, which is what you are sending them.